Hi, Dr. G here. We're going to look at how to solve an absolute value equation. So, what does it mean when we have the absolute value of a number is equal to some other number? So, I think most students remember that the absolute value of any number can't be negative. It's always positive or zero. It's a non-negative number. And why is that? Well, that's because the absolute value of a real number is really the distance that that number is from the number 0. So distance is always positive. So in other words, the absolute value of the number a equals k, and k is a positive number. That means that the distance between the number a and the number 0 has to be exactly k units. And what does that look like on the number line? Let's draw the number line. There's 0. Now there's two directions we can go. We can go left or we can go right. So if we go k units to the right, we land at the number positive k. If we go k units to the left, we land at the number negative k. And those are the only two possibilities. So a has to be equal to one of those numbers, either negative k or positive k. So the only two solutions to that equation are a equals negative k or a equals positive k. All right, let's do a more concrete example. So let's solve this equation. It says 2 times the absolute value of x minus 7 plus 5 is equal to 9. So in order to use the definition right above, we have to isolate the absolute value expression. We have to have just the absolute value of something on the left-hand side and a positive number on the right-hand side. So to get the absolute value expression by itself on the left-hand side, we're not just going to remove the absolute value. So we have to isolate the absolute value. So that's our first step, isolate the absolute value. So we can get that 5 out of there first by subtracting 5 from both sides. So we're left with 2 times the absolute value of x minus 7 is equal to positive 4. Then to get rid of that 2, since it's a multiplication, it's a product, we have to divide. So dividing both sides by 2 gives us the absolute value of x minus 7 is equal to positive 2. So now we have what we need. We needed absolute value of something is equal to some positive number, and now we have it. So now we apply the definition. The definition of that equation says, well, we can break it into two possibilities. So to take away that absolute value, we can't just ignore it. We have to do something else. So we can say that the thing inside, the x minus 7, is either negative 2 or positive 2. So to take away the absolute value, you have to remember there's two possibilities. The thing inside could be negative or the thing inside could be positive. So the only options are negative 2 and positive 2. And now we have two equations we can solve separately. So let's add 7 to both sides of that one. We get x equals 5. And the other one, if we add 7 to both sides, we get x equals positive 9. So those are the only two possibilities. So x is 5 or x is 9. So the key to absolute value is that it's always distance. It's always a positive number, and it represents the distance between whatever is inside and the number 0. And there's only two directions you can go, left and right. So the thing inside is either negative or it's positive. All right. This will help when you do absolute value inequalities, when you have greater than or less than or greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. And there'll be more videos on those. Okay. Good luck.